Yes, guys, there you have it. Newcastle 2, Wolves 1. Harvey Barnes, take a bow. Shows exactly why he should have been starting that game. Same with Joe Willock. Same with Sandro Tonali. Show Eddie Howe why they should have started the game. Nick Pope, take a bow, by the way. Possibly the save of the season right at the death to keep Newcastle in for the 3 points. Fabian Schär, no striker on the pitch. Who should we use? Just stick Schär up front. Absolute banger. It's been not the greatest of international breaks for Newcastle United, despite a good start. And look, once again, coming on here to do this video, at one point I thought I was going to come on and basically slate us for being poor for a lot of that game. And then I thought I was going to come on and say, Fabian Schär spares the blushes of Newcastle with an outside-of-the-box banger. But no, Harvey Barnes steps up and wins it for Newcastle. 3 massive points on the road. And how's that been our season so far? Really, I don't think we've played well yet this season, but we still get the points. It was all part of the plan. It was all part of Eddie Howe's master plan. I don't think so. But as I say, game starts up, questions about the lineup. We started the game strong. I thought we had chances. Murphy hit the Murphy got his shot tipped over the bar. Gordon hit the post after cutting in. I thought, you know what, it's one of them again where we've started the game quick and it just faded away. At times in the game, I don't think Bruno was great today. For the goal, I thought everyone was to blame. Longstaff looked lost. The player ran past past Bruno. Burn lets him get the ball in. Tino and Schär are both just looking at the bloke. I mean, I will give Wolves some credit. The step over in the box was fantastic and it was a lovely finish. But as I say, after starting the game well for the first 20 minutes or so, fell off. Wolves put the ball in the back of the net and looked like we didn't want to be there anymore. And that's what I mean by the coming on, basically criticising throughout the rest of that first half. We just looked like we weren't there. You talk about intensity, you talk about going after a game, and I appreciate we're playing away from home, but we were nowhere to be seen. It was such an up and down game. And as I say, bear in mind, international break. This is the first video I've done in a little while, so it's nice to come on and celebrate. But at one point, I'm thinking, for God's sake, we've had these 2 weeks off with continuous talk between Mitchell and Eddie Howe. Mitchell's slated Eddie before the international break. Eddie's come back and defended himself. Mitchell said the transfer tactic is not fit for purpose. Well, Eddie Howe went, well, was Bruno, Isak, Botman, were they not fit for purpose? Was Harvey Barnes not fit for purpose? But then he doesn't play him. So yeah, going into half time, I'm thinking we need to pull it out of the bag here. We need to make some changes, and we do. I'd like to think Eddie Howe went in at half time and went, "You've been off for 2 weeks. I appreciate some players did have an international break. Look, I thought Gordon did really well for England, and then again today, I think was probably, prioritised over Burn. Rather after seeing Gordon play well for England, why put him on the right? Let's put him on the left. But playing Murphy on that right hand side. I mean, he did have the chance early on, but why not Barnes? Barnes has probably been our player of the season. And the poor bloke can't get in. Maybe it's Eddie Howe mind games. Really making Barnes prove why he should be there, and he certainly did it today. But we need to reward him for it, not drop him to Murphy the first chance we get. But as I say, Gordon did a great job on international break and comes in today, and other than hitting the crossbar, didn't have loads of opportunities. Isak playing up front, breaks his nose at half time, and we don't have a striker to bring on. We've got Asula there, who I think really has been brought in more as the kind of workhorse runner, possibly isn't going to bag the goals that probably Barnes will, but we had no focal point. There was just so much about this game that was infuriating for the majority of it, but we won, and the key point to take away is the players that came in, came on, shall I say. I mean, Schär himself, he was back in the squad today. Take a pop. I would actually say what benefited us hugely, for me anyway. As the second half went on, you could see Willock and Barnes with the space down the left-hand side. Like, I don't know what it was about them too, but or whether it was Wolves weren't covering that side as well in the second half. You can tell me down in the comments, but they had so much space. Barnes and Willock linking up down the left. The only thing that was letting them down, actually, there was no striker to cross the ball into. But when it hit around the 70-minute mark, Wolves started going, oh, right, we're winning this one. It started looking a little bit like nervy. And if you actually look at the recent games for Wolves, I think of the last 6 home games, they've lost 5 of them. So it's quite possible that Wolves went, oh, are we winning this? We better start defending, because I think it was not long before Shaw's goal went in around the 75 minute mark, where they started kind of defending on the edge of their own box. Like, we had a lot of the ball to start with, but following that, it was Wolves who were really putting in on us. I don't think the referee was great, but you could credit Wolves with that. They were kind of kicking us all over, pulling us back. That was their way back into the game, a little bit dirty, a little bit rough, but it worked for them, and we couldn't really keep up with it, which is another thing. We talk about. I didn't want to say it there, but go on, say it. Intensity is our identity. Well, it's not, is it, anymore? We need to sort that out. But Wolves started backing off. We started passing the ball around the edge of their area, and you could sense, not really through too much, it was through them as much as it was us, but we started to get a little bit more of the ball, started passing it around on the edge of the box. Bruno started actually coming into the game. I think they basically kicked them all over the park for the full 75 minutes, but when they sat off, it allowed Bruno to just open up that little bit more on the edge of the area, and the ball falls to Fabian Schär, who, it does take a deflection, but if you ask me, I think it was going to go in anyway. Scores the goal, and at that moment in time, all of a sudden, alarm bells are ringing from Wolves, and we're on the hunt. Schär himself actually had another chance, like playing a 1-2, as I say, just stick Schär up front. If there's no ease, like put Schär in the box. 1-2, he tried to cut it in. He should have just shoot Schär. But, as I say, the main man, Harvey Barnes, picks it up on the left-hand side. Again, in all the space. Again, direct, quick. He picks up the ball, and he wants to be at goal. There's no denying that I think Gordon is Gordon is still our main man, and I want to play him, and I want him to do well. But when Barnes is in this kind of form, he's scoring like every game. And we're not... I think Eddie Howe, for me, hopefully gave a bit of a hairdryer treatment at that half-time and said to people, if you've seen the guys who've got on the bench here, I've given you the opportunity and you haven't taken it. And I'm elated that those guys went on the pitch and showed what they had to do. You could criticise Eddie Howe that he should have played them in the first place. And I think it's true. I think, as I say, at one point, the video was going to be come on and basically slate what was a terrible performance and a terrible squad selection. It then changed into Schär saves Newcastle. It's now changed into the lads on the bench show exactly why they should start. Harvey Barnes wins it for Newcastle. And once again, I will give Gordon some credit. He said in an interview this week, him and Tino did an interview where they openly admitted they aren't playing well, but they're still winning games. And somehow, without playing well again, poor for most of the game, we go ahead and get the win. Thoughts and comments down below. Isn't it nice when the international break ends? I was going to have a heart attack for about 75 minutes and then a double heart attack when that goal went in. But we've done it. Thoughts and comments down below. Thank you for watching. As always, plenty more videos coming as Newcastle return. And it's a busy period because we've got another 2 away games in a row against Fulham, then Wimbledon, and then it's Man City at home. So, we've got some tough ones coming up. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your Sunday night. Big up Harvey Barnes. I'll catch you later.